the Vintage Needle Crafter. My name is Laura. Welcome back, returning subscribers, and welcome new viewers. This is my little corner where I love to sit down and discuss all things knit and crochet. So how is everyone this week? I hope you are doing well. My prayers go out to you if you are suffering or in pain or a sickness or anything like that. You're in my thoughts and in my prayers, dear friends. So, I have finished a couple of objects this week. I'll show you that. And I've got only one whip, only one whip that I'm working on right now. Yes, I know I haven't been very crafty this week. I've been more focused on the home and the garden and things like that. So yeah, I just see that my face is really really shiny in this video. I put on some of my lotion and sometimes I get too much on. I make my own face cream. It's just a very simple basic recipe using coconut oil, shea butter, almond oil, and a few essential oils in that. All right, so first up, I have actually 3 finished objects, and I need to address something on here. For some reason, my last video, I could not do any editing whatsoever. So there's a couple places where I'm talking about putting in pictures or putting in clips. For some reason, when I would go to my editor, my InShot editor, it would work and then it would go to YouTube to process. But when it would go to YouTube, it would go to my homepage. It wouldn't show me that it's processing. I have no idea why that is. So I just had to take my raw, unedited video, go to the spot in YouTube where you can upload your videos. It wouldn't accept the InShot transition. So I'm going to try it again with this one. Hopefully it'll work because I have some garden footage that I want to put in here for you. If not, my apologies. I will just be making raw videos the best I can or get another editing app on my phone. So, all right, with that being said, and by the way, the weather's been beautiful here. It's been in the 70s with sunshine for the most part. A few storms come through, but for my first finished object, that yarn that I showed you last time, I finished my afghan. And this just lays on the back of my sofa. And it is 4 squares long and 3 squares high, because there you get 4 squares out of a skein plus a little extra. And I had in my stash a little bit of sunlight yellow yarn that I put around the border to give it a little bit something more. I went 2 rounds all around the edge with that. But this is so beautiful on my sofa. It goes with my 70s decor out there. So that's a finished object. The yarn is self-explanatory for these. This is Red Heart Super Saver Granny Square Grande. It makes these giant 12-inch granny squares. And I love it. Now, if I would have got 6 skeins, I could have doubled this, but it's all right. I just wanted something that was a lap blanket, something you could just wrap up in, and something that would go on the back of my sofa. So there that is. I used a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook as the instructions recommends. Very nice, very lovely. I haven't washed it yet. Normally with Red Heart, after you wash it and dry it in the dryer, it will fluff up a little and it will soften and stretch. And then it will lay flatter. Right now it's a little bit stiff, but I love the colors in this one. Love those 70s colors, absolutely. And from the scraps, the leftovers, I got this. And what I done with this was after I finished it, I went around with my scrap yarn, I have Sunlight Yellow left over from a project from years ago. So I did a border of that. Plus I had this chartreuse green. And I finished it off with that to just kind of tie it in. And then I'm just glad got it laying on my table out there in my living room. And it does make a nice table topper. It's perfect for a little table topper. That's what I wanted to achieve. So those two finished objects I had, plus I finished my towel. Oh, and in case you're wondering what I am wearing, this is an old whip from 3 years ago, I do believe, or 2 years ago. Closer to almost 3. This is the Granny Peplum top. And this pattern is not my pattern. It is a pattern by Craft and a Cuppa called the Granny Peplum. And it is made using a sport weight yarn in a 3-weight, sport weight, 3-weight acrylic yarn that I got from Wool Warehouse. Let's see if I'm sitting far back. Okay, that's good. I can scoot a little bit further back. So this is an old whip, but one of my favorites. I love wearing it in the spring, summertime. It's perfect weather for it today because it's not too hot. The acrylic doesn't make me heat up. It's not too cold. If it was cold, it would be cold around my neck. So it's perfect weather. I do believe I've got my final whip over here. And my apologies, this is going to be a little bit shorter today. And I don't really want to stop the video to break it up to show you the garden. I can put that at the end of the video if you'd like to see that. We have green beans this year, beets, tomatoes, lots and lots of lettuce. And by the way, all that lettuce came up voluntarily. And that's the thing, if you use organic heirloom seeds, they'll pretty much come up year after year voluntarily. And there's potatoes in there as well. A basil plant, but that's kind of getting a little chewed up. And then the flowers, the petunias, are out front in my box, which they're kind of spindly this year because, well, I was on vacation for so long, and then I just bought a few petunias in there to fill it in. They really won't take off and fill in the box until we get that abundant heat that we need here in Illinois. All right, so I finished my towel, and I love this. This is very, very pretty. I used a cotton yarn, and the cream color that you see in here is a blend of linen cotton. And I said that I wanted to get away from mixed yarns if I can. It's kind of a challenge. I found online, and I would like to work with it, 100% linen yarn. I would like to try that to make something, maybe a garment or something in the future. That's just kind of an acquisition I got rolling around in my mind. But anyway, there's a nice long, I didn't make it too wide. I probably should have increased the width a little bit on this. And it's just a single crochet, skip one, single crochet, skip one, and on the second row back you, no, it's a single crochet, chain one, skip one, a single crochet, chain one, skip one, and then on the way back you're doing the single crochet in the chain space, and then chain one, and single crochet, and chain one in the chain spaces like that. And I did use 3 different strands. I would start with one, go across, drop it, pick up another, go across, drop it, pick up the third and go across. Then as you're taking the third one across, you drop that, pick up the first strand. So it's kind of alternating colors. So strand here, go across, put new strand on here, go across, then you'll have 2 over here. And then third strand goes on, go across like that. So you're kind of getting alternate colors that way. So you'll have 2 on one side and 1 on the other. That's kind of the way I did it. It's kind of a little bit tricky to explain. Perhaps I will show you in a tutorial coming up sometime. I do want to put out for you the tutorial for the shawl pattern, the vintage lace shawl pattern that I had shown in a YouTube short when I was in Oklahoma. And it was beautiful down there. I absolutely loved it. Okay, so that's my towel, and those are all the things that I have finished this week. Not a lot going on. Knitting wise, I picked this back up, tried it on. Fits great. This is my version ranunculus that I am working on. Yes, I have a pattern tutorial for it. It's not a written pattern, just 3-part tutorial. You'll have to go to my main page, and where it says playlist, you will see it. Just keep scrolling down. It's pretty old. It's going on 3 years old now. So it's in 3 parts. It'll say My Version Ranunculus Part 1, the yoke. Second part is the body. Third part is the finishing. So I'm making up a sweater. I think I'm going to keep this one short sleeves for spring, summertime. I'm not sure if I want to make this long sleeves or not. I have plenty of long sleeve sweaters. That was the back. I'm always showing you the back. This is the front. As you can see, I've done the short row shaping in there, and I will show you how to do that in the tutorial. I'm not a perfect knitter. I'm just an average knitter, but love this pattern. Love the way it turned out. I enjoy wearing it. This is, I think, the 3rd one I've made. I would love to make one sometime with the James C. Brett yarn, because that is a very nice light yarn. Little bit on the scratchy side if you're sensitive. But I can tell you, you can wash it and lay it flat to dry, or you can throw it in the dryer. It does not shrink. I washed and dried the James C. Brett yarn, and it's very nice. Either that or a nice light shawl would be very nice with that yarn. It's very generous. It's got over 600 yards. I think 612 yards on one of those balls. I don't have one right in front of me, but that would be nice with that. The yarn for this one now that I used is from Yarn Smiths Create. I think it's Yarn Smiths Create Double Knit. It's a sport 3-weight yarn. It's 100% acrylic. Very nice, very light, very drapey. On a US size 10 knitting needle, gives it lots of breathability. It opens up the stitches, which is perfect for this right here. I do believe in the tutorial I used I think I used a worsted weight yarn with a US 10. You can use a worsted weight with a US 11 needle. You can make it to your size by putting in more stitches in the yoke, making the yoke longer before you do the arms. And under the arms, you can add stitches. Under there, you can add 8 stitches all the way up to 15 or 20 stitches, however large you want that underarm to be for your size. So there that is. I'm working on that. Hopefully this week I would really like to have the body of this finished by this week or maybe next week, because it's been on my needles for quite some time and I really want to finish it. I've got an acquisition in mind that I want to make by Kotavakika. I'm not sure if you heard about it. I will try to put photos here. If I can put photos here, it's called the Cornflake Top. If you're curious about it, go to Kotavakika on YouTube and type in Cornflake Top. It's a summer top, very nice, very light, very lovely. It's a knitted piece, and it's worked in separate pieces, and then you crochet around the bottom trim for the arms and the bottom of the body. So anyway, I know this was a short video. I'm going to say goodbye to you now. If I'm able to put my garden clip in the end, enjoy that moment of garden. If not, well, then you're just going to see this raw and unnatural, unedited, and my apologies for that. I really not too happy with my editing tool. I may have to download a totally different app. One that works, not sure. But with that being said, all of you take care and have a wonderful week, and I will see you again on the next podcast. Bye, friends.